I know.
Hey!
Hey, y'all. Y'all always catch us. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back, everybody, to Story Time.
Story time. Story time.
Hey, I'm Bonnie, your host. How you doing, y'all? So good to see you. Welcome back. We hope, if you're new to this channel, we hope all that you hear will be enough to get you to come back tomorrow at 5 p.m., okay? But who I really want to introduce, y'all, I love her, okay? My daddy called her Dr. Norwood, okay? Did you hear the Norwood? I can't get it like him.
Dr. Norwood.
Yeah, Dr. Norwood. But what I like to call her is none other than Auntie Shelly on the beat. It is the bump for me. I do it for myself. As always, you're welcome to partake in that bump.
Always.
Okay, I'm thinking not to do it for myself. I do it for everybody. How about that? All right, listen, we are excited to bring you a new book. Hopefully you have this book in your home.
Yes.
Okay, we're not going to hit you with the Hadaccah or the Beneshith.
Nope.
Okay, simply the Cepher. See how easy that was? We are coming from the Cepher, and we're coming from the book Hadaccah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Hadaccah. I'm super excited because if you were like me, I did not know that Hadaccah was around until Auntie Shelly brought it to me, and we began to read it. Also known as the edition of Esther. So this is a book that was taken out.
So it's the book of Esther in the 66 has things taken out.
Mm-hmm.
So this one it's the book of Esther with everything left in it.
And it starts from a different place, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think it does. Than the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's. If
I'm not mistaken, I believe when we read it before.
It starts a little different, yeah.
It starts from a different place. But as we continue to read, we'll bring that to you. Okay, as always, we're gonna come.
It definitely starts from it starts with him having the feast in Esther, and it starts before.
Yes. As always, as you guys know, we're coming to you with Psalms 34. To the Most High gives us something different, okay? And I'm going to begin to read. All right, Psalms 34 says, I will bless Yahuwah at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in Yahuwah. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Oh, magnify Yahuwah with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought Yahuwah, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and Yahuwah heard him, and saved him out of all his troubles. The angels of Yahuwah encamps round about them that fear him, and delivers them. Oh, taste. Y'all know that's my part, okay? Anything that got to do with taste and the seasoned, that's the part right there. Oh, taste and see that Yahuwah is good. Blessed is the man that trusts in him. That was Psalms 34, 1 through 8.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Real quick, I just want to give a quick little shout out to Brandon Clay, you guys. Also in the RCE. Sometimes he's in the chat. But listen, if you ever want a covenant sweater, shirt, check him out on Facebook, because you can private message him and he'll get it right out to you. And also to his beautiful wife, Brittany. She makes all kinds of, listen, this girl is so gifted. So this is our Storytime Cup, which says reclaiming all that was stolen from the nation of Yah. And she also can be reached through Facebook as well, private message, direct message. Brittany Clay, and her name is Brittany Clay, Clay. Thank y'all. All right. Okay, so listen.
There's no recap.
There is no recap. There isn't. I guess it's just to get into, huh?
But I think what we should say about a little bit of background about the history of Esther, this whole book, is that most people know about when they were carried away into Babylon.
Yes.
And then they were told they can leave. but some people stayed.
Yes.
This family stayed.
Okay.
And so that's the first kind of, why are you there? And then the people, I'm not going to say, who are going to come up against her are the people when you read in Samuel, that when Yahuwah said go in there, told Saul go in there and kill them all, the women, the children, the animals, and he came back with the king alive. Their nemesis in this book is from that line and shouldn't even be alive. So it's written from a place, I don't want to say it's written from a place of disobedience, but it's written from a place where basically you broke the rules, and you have to deal with the consequences, but Yah still protected you. So think of that when you think of Esther. How he still kept his promise, even though you all outside and somewhere you ain't supposed to be. And if your fathers would have did what they were supposed to do, this person wouldn't even be here. You wouldn't even have to deal with this person.
Listen, we didn't get a recap, but we got a strong introduction, right?
Just a little background.
A little background. I love that. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. I'm excited. Oh, yes. Thank you. That's our producer, always reminding us of the important things. So if you do not have a Cepher, you can actually purchase one on Cepher.net, not .com. And you can, because we don't believe in paying full price, use your StoryTime discount. Just remember the O in the word story is actually a 0, and then the E in the word time is actually a 3 as we go back to the covenant. See what I did there? Cepher.net, okay? Not .com. All right. Hadaccah, also called the roll of the additions to Esther. Gave her a whole plural name. All right. In the second year of the reign of, I remember him. All right, I'll do my best, you guys. As you know, I'll be struggling with names, okay? Artashasta, that's what we're going to call him tonight.
Yep, because that's what it looks like.
Artashasta the Great, in the first day of the month of Nisan. Mordecai, the son of Yair, the son of Simeon.
It's not Simeon.
Okay, Shimei. Sorry, you all. They got the Hebrew names in here. All right, the son of Kish of the tribe of Benjamin had a dream, who was a Yahudi and dwelt in the city of Shusha, a great man, being a servitor in the king's court. He was also one of the captives which Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babel, carried from Jerusalem with Yahu, king of Yahuda. And this was his dream. Behold, a noise of a tumult with thunder and earthquakes and uproars in the land. And behold, 2 great dragons came forth ready to fight. And their cry was great. And at their cry, all nations were prepared to battle, that they might fight against the righteous people. And to lo, a day of darkness and obscurity, tribulation and anguish and affliction and great uproar upon the earth. And the whole righteous nation was troubled, fearing their own evils, and were ready to perish. Then they cried unto Elohim, and upon their cry, as it were from a little fountain, was made a great flood, even much water. The light and the sun rose up, and the lowly were exalted and devoured the glorious. Now when Mordecai, who had this dream, and what Elohim had determined to do, was awake, he bore this dream in mind, until night by all means was desirous to know it.
Yeah, so this is the whole prophecy about right now, too. Like, this is talking about the last days. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And the 2 dragons, because that's when the great fight, because it's trouble upon earth. And the whole righteous nation was troubled, because it's just a few of them there. And he's from the tribe of Benjamin. Because only Judah got carried away into Babylon, whoever was in Judah. So Judah, Levi,
Benjamin.
And is it Benjamin that's in there? Oh yeah, Benjamin.
I thought it was
Because he's
3.
from Benjamin.
Yeah.
Whoever was in Jerusalem at that time.
Yeah, they in there. Yeah, they there. Okay.
They up in here.
All right. Chapter 2. And Mordecai took his rest in the court with Bigthan and Teresh, the two eunuchs of the king and keepers of the palace. And he heard their devices and searched out their purposes, and learned that they were about to lay hands upon Artashasta, the king. And so he certified the king of them. Then the king examined the 2 eunuchs, and after that they had confessed it, they were strangled. And the kings made a record of these things, and Mordecai also wrote thereof. So the kings commanded Mordecai to serve in the court, and for this he rewarded him. Howbeit Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Aggai, who was a great honor, he wasn't a whore, sorry y'all. Oh, my mind see things, okay? Bear with me. Who was in great honor with the king, sought to molest Mordecai and his people because of the 2 eunuchs of the king.
So this is Haman is the one that shouldn't be there. He's from that tribe that was supposed to be annihilated back in Saul's day, but Saul didn't do it. So that's him. And he's upset at Mordecai because Mordecai told the king about the eunuchs, and he's probably the one that got the eunuchs together to kill the king.
Ooh, okay.
That's what it sounds like, because it says Mordecai is taught to molest. I mean, Haman sought to molest king and his people because of the 2 eunuchs of the king. So he's upset they're dead.
Yeah,
because now they can't do what he wants because he's high up.
All right, chapter 3. Now it came to pass in the days of Ashurverosh, that's his name today, don't bother me. Okay, this is Ashurverosh, which reigned from India even unto Cush, over 127 provinces. Though that in those days, when the king these names is killing me. Acheshvarosh, I'm trying it, y'all. If you know the name, just break it down for me, and I'll do my best. Say it again. Acheshvarosh. I'll do it. Acheshvarosh sat on the throne of the kingdom, of his kingdom, which was in Shushan, the palace. In the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, and the power of Persia and Madai, the nobles and princes of the provinces being before him, when he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty many days, even 180 days. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan, the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace.
Yeah, when it says he showed them his riches for 180 days, that's about 6 months. That means you got a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And guess whose most of that stuff was? Ours. It's the stuff they carried out of Jerusalem.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of stuff. When where were white, green, and blue hangings, fastened with cords of fine linen, and purple to silver rings, and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver, upon a pavement of red and blue and white and black and marble.
Okay.
And black marble.
And black marble.
What's red, white, and blue?
The system? America colors?
That's America's colors. That's the UK color. All the ones that are Confederate against y'all. That's how sometimes it's easy to tell who's really which one is on. If they red, white, and blue, they definitely on the other side. Not that there might be some people who are in there who are not, but that nation is definitely one that is against Yah. If it's red, white, and blue, it's definitely against Yah.
Wow.
That's their colors.
That would have went over my head. All right.
And they gave them drinks.
And they gave them drinks in vessels of gold, the vessel being diverse one from another, and royal wine in abundance, according to the state of the king. And the drinking was according to the law. None did compel. For so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house that they should do according to every man's pleasure.
So just unlimited drink.
So if you know that man's sloppy drunk and he want another one, give it to him.
Give it to him. Give it to him. He can have whatever he wants.
Oh, wow.
Drink up.
Bottoms up. Also, Vashti, the queen, made a feast for the woman in the royal house, which belonged to King Ahasuerus. What'd you say? Ahasuerus?
Basically.
On the seventh day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Meheman, Biztha, Shavona, Bigtha, and listen, there's some names today. And thank you.
Yeah.
Zathar, Karkak, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus. Thank you. The king. To bring Vashti, the queen, before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment. By his chamberlains, therefore, was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him.
Yeah, so he said to all them, go put on your, get all dressed up, put your crown on. I want to show off your beauty. But he was treating her like a piece of property.
Right,
basically.
like a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, trophy wife.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a trophy wife.
And you sent your little chamberman
with all the difficult names to pronounce.
And y'all drunk. You think I'm gonna come in front of a bunch of drunk men? Right. Mm-mm. Vashti said, no, thank you.
She was like, that's cute now.
I'm a queen.
I carry myself as such.
Yes.
Let's see. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manners towards all that knew law and judgment. And the next unto him was Karshina, Shethar, Admatha, Tarshish, Mirek, Marcina, and Migmukin, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. What shall we do unto to the queen Vashti according to the law? Because she has not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains. And Memucan answered before the king and princes, and Vashti the queen has not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king of Ahasuerus. Listen,
so basically they're accusing her of disobeying everybody knows.
But they also instigating too.
They are.
They really are instigating, like, because they didn't just do that. She didn't do that to you. We all out here.
Yeah. Yeah. She didn't just do it to you.
You gonna let that shit like that?
Mm-hmm. And most of the time when people do this, especially these people who are close to him, they just want what you got.
Yeah.
They just jealous.
Absolutely. And they trying to rub elbows and get in your good graces. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She did you wrong.
What do you want us to do?
Verse 17. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their men in their eyes when it shall be reported. The king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. See, now they really,
our wives gonna start acting up.
Yeah.
When I tell them to come, they ain't gonna do it because the queen did.
Because that's what the queen did.
You need to correct your woman, man.
Dude, because that's gonna affect all of us.
Yes, make an example out of her.
Because my woman ain't finna act like that. They gonna hear the queen did it.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Verse 18. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and Media, that it be.
Slow down.
Did I say that wrong?
You missing stuff. But...
And let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Media. or Madai, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before the king Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. So take all what she had and give it to somebody else that's better than her.
Yes.
Basically, who could be
obedient.
obedient.
You got thousands of women lined up to be
because
with
when
you.
she
that'll listen to you.
Hyping them up to be single.
It was like, just take everything away from her, and oh well, because she didn't do what you said. Now our women gonna start acting up, but the thing is, you're not supposed to. Like, what? They're not supposed to be getting no divorce. So they're counseling him wrong. It's not even a law. So basically she did nothing wrong. It's not even law. They said make it one. Make it a law now going forward. Yeah, that's what they're telling him. Because he said, what should I do according to the law? And they said, well, write a law. You the king. Just write a law. Do what?
So it wasn't even the law yet.
Wow. So basically,
he just wrote the law.
His pride is hurt, embarrassed. And so he
now he think he the Pope.
Right.
Just write your own law. Forget about Yahuwah's law. Write your own.
Write your own.
And that's what they doing now. Let's write our own laws.
Absolutely. That's right.
Let's write our own laws.
Wow. Verse 20. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the women shall give to their men honor, both to great and small. And the saying pleased the king and the princes, and the king did according to the word of Memucan.
So basically saying now all the women are going to be scared.
Right.
So they're going to do whatever we tell them to do, because now they're going to be scared. We're going to put them out, because remember back then women don't work.
Right.
So they're going to be scared to get put out the house and like, oh no, what's going to happen?
And all the men going to benefit, whether you on the high, on the high or the low.
Or the low. All of them going to benefit, because now your women going to be telling you, yes, sir. Yes,
they're going to be like, whatever.
Yes.
And that's probably where a lot of abuse came in too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't listen, straighten her up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's where the whatever you like. What kind of music you like? Whatever you like.
Music you like.
Well, you tell me, what music do I like?
Right.
Oh no.
Bark like a dog.
Yeah, she barking like a dog 20 years later.
Right. A mess. All right, verse 21. Nope. Verse 22. For he sent a Cepher or letter into all the king's provinces, into every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people.
So basically, he said you set the rules in your house, just like you said.
Yeah.
And if your rule is to give your woman a whooping, because she ain't acting right, whoop her, beat her.
Ooh.
Whatever. Look.
I couldn't be them days. That's why I was born in the 80s.
You can wake up dead.
Right.
You can just wake up in Sheol.
Right. How did I get here? Last thing I hit my wife and now I'm here.
I went to sleep and...
That's hilarious. All right, chapter 4. After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus, gosh, I'm tearing his name up, was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done, and what was decreed against her. Then said the king's servant that ministered unto him, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king, and let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan the palace, to the house of the woman, unto the custody of Haggai, the king chamberlain, keeper of the woman, and let their things for purification be given them, and let the maiden which pleases the king be queen instead of Vashti. And the thing pleased the king, and he did so.
So basically, he felt sorry after he did it.
Yeah, because he kind of came to himself like, "What happened?
That's my woman." And I said, "Don't worry about it. Let's just go get you some virgins. Let's get you some fresh meat."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Okay."
right. Let me go dip
Bring
in a
them
different pool.
on.
All right. Now in Shushan, the palace, there was a certain Yehudi whose name was Mordecai, the son of Yair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite, I'll say that, who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity which had been carried away with Yechonyahu, king of Yehuda, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babel, had carried away. And he brought up Hadaccah, that is, Esther, his uncle's daughter, for she had she had neither father nor mother, and the maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter.
So it's his niece. Yeah, but he raised her.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it came to pass when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan, the palace, to the custody of Hegai, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house, to the custody of Hegai, keeper of the women. And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him. And he speedily gave her things for purification, with such things as belonged to her, and 7 maidens, which were meet to be given her, out of the king's house. And he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the women.
So he liked Esther. She probably had like a nice personality. It seems like she had a nice personality, and he was like, "Yeah, I like her. She's gonna get the best of everything. I'm putting the best part of the house. She'll get the best, maidens." Yeah.
Esther had not shown her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it. And Mordecai walked every day before the court of the woman's house to know how Esther did and what should become of her.
So, pause. He's saying, don't tell nobody you Hebrew.
Yeah.
So now you in Babylon with a bunch of this colored people. How you white? You can't be.
Yeah.
Or they would have known right away.
Absolutely.
Dead giveaway.
If they was another color.
Absolutely.
There you go. They're all melanated.
All melanated.
Everybody there is melanated.
Absolutely.
Or they would have been able to tell.
Stuck out like a sore thumb. Verse 12. Now when every maid's turn was come to go in to the king Ashur-Kavarot, AV, that's where we're going, AV, y'all. After that she had been 12 months, according to the manner of the women, for so were the days of their purification accomplished, to wit, 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors, and with other things for the purifying of the woman.
Basically, they was making sure people was virgins.
Yeah,
there wasn't no babies popping up.
Trying to act like you. Okay, we'll see in a year. Then thus came every maiden unto the king. Whatsoever she desired was given her to go with her out of the house of the woman unto the king's house. In the evening she went, and on the morrow she returned into the second house of the woman, to the custody of Shaashgaz. Say that again? Shaashgaz. The king. She passed gas. How about that?
That's what it looked like.
Shaashgaz.
It's
Ash. Ain't that what she said?
I said Shaashgaz.
Oh, yeah, you stop.
Yeah, you hear what she said. Let's not just keep on reading.
Shaja.
Yep. There you go. Say Shaja.
All right.
Or Shasha.
These names is gonna get me in trouble. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Him. Y'all know it. His name is pronounced Shashgaz. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, the king chamberlain, which kept the concubines, she came in unto the king no more, except the king delighted in her, and that she were called by his name.
Well, no wonder he agreed to it. Notice they went in virgins and came out as concubine, which means they had a booty call in the middle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because now they slept with him, and now you can't be with anybody else.
Yes.
So you just you
second
belong
house.
to the king.
And you gotta wait when he wants.
Yeah, when he wants you, he just gonna call you. I want her.
I want number 13.
Tonight I want Tonight I want her, and then I want her.
Number 56 was all right. I'll try it again.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
No wonder the king agreed to it. So
yeah,
he get you all the virgins.
Oh, listen, when he said, "Oh, taste and see," he wasn't talking about that.
Yeah, no.
All right. Now, when the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abichail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her for his daughter, was come to go in unto the king, she required nothing but what Hadaccah, the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the woman, appointed. And Esther obtained favor in the sight of all of them that looked upon her. So Esther was taken unto the king Ahasuerus into his house royal in the 10th month, which is the month of Twelfth, in the 7th year of his reign. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti.
See, this is what I'm talking about, the Lord stepping in, because Yah was out of covenant, sending that Hebrew woman into that king, and you don't know what he was going to do. She could have ended up a concubine. She would have been really out of covenant because she would have committed fornication.
Yes.
But y'all took that chance. That's what I mean. Y'all got to step in. Y'all had to step in
to favor
and
her.
make sure she was the one that was going to be queen, because now they're married.
Yes.
Technically, they're married. She's queen. But y'all was getting ready to get her mixed up in a whole situation.
Woo! Thank God for all the times he stepped in our lives, right? Verse 18. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, even Esther's feast, and he made a release to the province and gave gifts according to the state of the king. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. Esther had not yet shown her kindred nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her, for Esther did the commandment of Mordecai, like as when she was brought up with him. In those days, while Mordecai sat in the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlains, Bithan and Teresh, of those which kept the door, were wroth and sought to lay hands on the king, whatever his name is. Sorry. And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther the queen. And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name. And when inquisition was made of the matter, it was found out. Therefore, they were both hanged on a tree. And it was written in the Cepher of the Chronicles before the king.
Man, they really trying to kill this king.
They are.
This is the second time. I wonder if they wanted they queen, whoever they picked,
or
to
if they
be
didn't
the queen, and she the one got it, and maybe they was hoping was the
or maybe
person
they wanted Vashti
there
to stay.
Yeah, or at least one of they. You know how you want one of your people so they can tell you everything that's going on. Yeah.
Chapter 5. After these things, did King Asher, there we go, AV, promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I know y'all just talked about it. So Esther told the king because Mordecai told her to tell him about the two guards that was trying to kill him. And so the two guards were hung.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagi, beats me, advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman. For the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, Why transgress you the king's commandments? Now it came to pass, when they spoke daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matter would stand. For he had told them that he was a Yahudi.
See, people be instigating up in there.
Just some messy men.
Messy.
Just
It
messy.
said, Haman, did you realize Mordecai, when they were about Haman, didn't he pay? It's a big old crowd.
Right.
Now.
He ain't even
Haman ain't
speaking to
paying
you when you
attention.
speaking.
Yeah. They
They
being real petty. He ain't bowing down. Everybody else is. That Yehudi. That person from Judah. Got the nerve.
Got the nerve. But you got everybody else bowing to you, but you worrying about this one. Where your focus at, sir? And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath, and he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had shown him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Yahudim that were throughout the whole kingdom of Achashverosh.
Wow.
Even the people of Mordecai.
So I'm gonna kill them all. You don't bow. Everybody. He got 100. There's 120 provinces under this king, and because one didn't bow down to you, I'm gonna destroy them all. But again, you in the wrong place. You in the wrong. You with the wrong person. This person is a descendant from Esau, which that's why he said, don't be surprised when this is all over. The person at the top is the same color as you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Same color as you.
Wow.
Giving them orders, destroy them all. Well, somebody way over there, 80 miles away, going, what I do?
Yeah. I'm confused.
Just because I'm Judah, you gonna try to kill me? Yes. I want them all dead.
Yeah. That is so crazy because his focus was, he wasn't even tripping. He didn't even realize that this brother was bowing. But you got these messy people talking about, hey, you realize
got that boule.
Yes. Look at him over there.
Yep.
That is crazy. In the first month, that is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year of King Achashverosh, they cast that is the lot, before Haman from the day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month Adar. And Haman said unto King Achashverosh, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of your kingdom, and their Torah is diverse from all people. Neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. So he said, even if you kill them, it ain't going.
He said they don't keep your laws.
They don't keep them no way.
They keep their Torah, and they scattered.
Yeah.
It's like we scatter right now. Go get them. Just get them all. Yep. They scatter. Go get them all.
Wow.
Put that vaccine everywhere. Kill them all.
Kill them all. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business to bring it into the king's treasuries.
So whoever take charge of killing them all in every province, they get a bunch of money. This is a lot of money. 10,000 talents.
Listen,
that's like millions of dollars in our day.
Wow. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagi, the Yahudim's enemy, Judah's enemy.
Yeah.
And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to you, the people also to do with them as it seems good to you. Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king, lieutenants, and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people of every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language. In the name of King Achashverosh was it written, and sealed with the king's ring. And the Cepherim were sent by post into all the king's province to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish, all Judah, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. Wait, you know what I thought of? He's doing the very thing that the Most High told us to do to his people.
Kill them all.
Kill them all. We were supposed to kill them all.
We were supposed to kill them all.
Now it's an opportunity for him
to kill them all.
To kill them all. That is crazy.
Around their special day.
Yes.
Yes. Men, women, and children. What the little baby do?
Listen, the baby just chilling, okay?
The baby's chilling, sucking on his bottle. Or not even a bottle.
Not even a bottle. He had the real thing.
Yeah. He ain't did nothing. I don't care. He a Yehudi. He gotta go.
Same today.
Judah. He gotta go.
They on that same hype today. The copy of the chapter 6, the copy of the Cepher was this. The great king Artashasta writes these things to the princes and governors that are under him from India unto Kush in 107 and 20 provinces. Wow,
he went with they was out like whoa.
Oh yeah, they was out there.
That was whoa. That's a lot of
hate driving you to all them different places.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like when you said you were full of wrath inside, brother, you was full, okay? Overflowing with hatred.
Yeah.
To do that. Yes. Wrath. Verse 2. After that I became an Adonai over many nations and had dominion over the whole world, not lifted up with presumption of my authority, but carried myself always with equity and mildness.
Who is this talking?
Mildness. This is the king of Artashasta.
Okay.
Chapter 6.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, are these the things he wrote?
Oh, write these things to the princes.
Yes.
So he's writing to them saying, "I'm a mild person."
Yes.
This is lying. Okay. This is CNN right now.
Okay.
Fake news. Fake news.
Yeah. Fake news. I purpose to settle my subjects continually in a quiet life, and making my kingdom peaceable and open for passage to the utmost coast, to renew peace, which is desired of all men. Now, when I asked my counselor how this might be brought to pass, Haman, that excelled in wisdom among us, and was approved for his constant goodwill and steadfast fidelity, and had the honor of the second place in the kingdom, declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious.
What do they call us today?
Malicious.
This is straight today.
This is us.
They act like they all sweet and innocent, but those niggers are violent.
They're violent.
And
all they do is all they do is shoot up their own people. They sell drugs. They're violent people. They're uneducated.
Yes.
Same spirit.
Thing. Same. Ain't nothing changed.
Ancient spirit, okay, of hatred. He called a certain malicious people that had a Torah contrary to all nations, and continually despised the commandments of kings, so as the uniting of our kingdoms, honorably intended by us, cannot go forward. Seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, differing in the strange manner of their Torah, and evil affected to our state, working all the mischief they can, that our kingdom may not be firmly established. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
It said working all
the people all riled up.
That's how they do it.
Extra words and extra things in there.
You're putting it in
like
their
you're
minds.
doing too much.
Yeah.
Like
nobody was tripping. They've been living in peace all this time.
This whole time.
And just because somebody told you, now it's in your mind like, oh no, what's been going on behind our back? It's said on the news.
And that's that's the propaganda.
Yep.
Yes.
You know?
Propaganda ain't new.
Yep.
Nope. Wow.
Same old spirit.
So they can react. All those other kings can
Mhm.
react off of the
And be on
propaganda they
Haman's
gave
side
them.
because he need to be.
And then
the
it
people
gets
to be on
riled
his
up and
side.
nervous. Like, oh, we
Yep.
better get them before they get us.
Get us.
And
Yep.
we don't even be thinking about getting nobody.
We just at home
We
chilling.
just be chilling. We just be chilling.
Barbecuing in the backyard.
That's it.
That's
Look,
all.
And another thing is they want their kingdom firmly established.
Yes.
But as long as we are in our rightful, apparently you can't do that.
Yeah. Even though we ain't been messing with y'all all this time, but all of a sudden we the villains.
Tell them to chime in and join the conversation.
Yeah, chime in, y'all chime in. This is good, but it's even better when you bring your thoughts.
Yeah, come on.
Get in here. Okay, verse 6. And we're reading from Cepher, the Cepher Bible, the book of Esther, addition to Esther. All right. Therefore, have we commanded that all that they are signified in all that that all they that are signified in writing unto you by Haman, who is ordained over the affairs and is next unto us, shall all with their women and children be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies, without all mercy and pity.
Wow.
The 14th day of the 12th month, Adar, of this present year.
So on this day.
What month is Adar?
I don't know.
Hey Siri, what month is Adar?
Siri probably knows what the hell.
She probably, yeah,
Here's
right.
what I found from Wikipedia.org. Adar, Hebrew, Adar, from Akkadian Adaru, is the 6th month of the civil year, and the 12th month of the ecclesiastical year on the Hebrew calendar, roughly corresponding to the month of March in the Gregorian calendar.
Oh, they was doing this almost around Passover.
Linda goes on to say propaganda, King Kong, Russia, Ukraine. She said Jews, on and on. Listen, when we said bring it, this is what I was talking about. Bring it, girl.
Bring your thoughts.
Bring all your thoughts. Absolutely. She said, and I can't write more, okay? Nothing new. Let me see. Next to us.
So verse 7.
Okay. That they who of old and now also are malicious may in one day with violence go into Sheol, and so ever hereafter cause our affair to be well settled and without trouble.
So when we get rid of them, we're good. Look, send them all. Basically, he's saying send them all to hell.
Yes,
wow.
That's basically what he's saying.
Get lies, okay? The lies.
Riling the people up. Whereas he lived right next door to you. What Leroy ever do to you?
Been living together forever, okay?
He probably have been at Leroy's house for dinner.
Right.
Listen, he probably shared a little recipe with you.
Yeah.
Now your food tastes better.
And now all of a sudden you're scared because you think he trying to.
Because somebody's saying
or he's going to rise up against you or something.
Yeah.
Yes, because somebody labeled him as malicious. But y'all been cool. You should know Leroy by now.
Yep. You know Leroy. Come on. He ain't did nothing to you.
That's exactly how it is when you talk about propaganda.
Nothing new under the sun.
Nothing. That's the same thing they did to Gaddafi. Whoever is against them.
Yes.
They make a villain.
Absolutely.
Especially us though.
Absolutely. Because they want their kingdom established.
Yes. They want to be in charge. And Haman wants to be in charge. Because clearly, I think he's the one that's been trying to kill a king all along. Because ain't no two eunuchs going to get together talking about let's kill a king. Somebody had to tell them what to do, when to do it. Like, no. They ain't sitting around plotting that.
Absolutely. The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready against that day. The post went out, being hastened by the king's commandment, and the decree was given in Shushan, the palace. And the king and Haman sat down to drink, but the city of Shushan was perplexed.
See,
they were confused.
Like, what is going on? What people they talk about? They ain't never did nothing.
They was like, man, are you kidding me? He's good over here. We cool.
Yeah. I go over there all the time and he dressing. What? That's greens and hot water cornbread. I can't. What? That's my friend.
That's my friend.
I gotta kill him.
That 10 talents, he's like, that 10,000 talents don't sound that bad though.
Yeah.
It's the love of money, okay? All right. when the chapter 7, when Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes, and went out into the midst of the day and cried. And went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and bitter cry, and came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth. And in every province, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was a great mourning among Judah, and fasting and weeping and wailing, and many laid in sackcloth and ashes.
But notice Judah's reaction. Judah knows they ain't supposed to just go around just killing people.
Right.
So they're coming against them, and Judah is fasting and praying, Yahuwah, what do you want us to do? Because we're not killers by nature. We don't just go around killing people, but they coming for us.
Right.
What should we do?
So they were put in a different.
Yeah.
In a different.
What do you need for us
position?
to do?
Yeah. Like now, I don't know what to do.
Because they could have just went into fight mode.
Listen.
They could have just went into fight. Oh, you come to this house?
Absolutely. So Esther's maid and her chamberlains came and told it her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, because we have to start tomorrow at 5 p.m.
You really left me on the cliff.
That was good. Okay.
You're
proud for that one.
That was a good one.
So you all, if you didn't realize if you don't have the book, that's not in there, that part. That means we have to stop reading because we have to save some for tomorrow at 5 p.m. So, thank you for tuning in for Story Time. We hope that all that you heard was something new and thought-provoking and
just something how Yahuwah always takes care of us. Yeah, even in our disobedience, he kept us.
Yes, he did.
Because they could have all been dead.
Look, we left the covenant. He never did.
Yeah, he never did.
All right. We hope to see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for those that's on the East Coast, West Coast, whatever coast, not on this coast. But we're looking forward to seeing you again. All right. With that being said, Shalom, family.
Shalom.
Bye.